Hello students, I am here today with the new topic, that is the application of the theory of valuation and the application of theory of payment methods, as we have been discussed on our previous topic. So today we'll try to apply the theory of valuation and the different methods of valuation and the different methods. So we, as I said, like we have discussed different methods of payment, right? We'll only look at in terms of stock swap option and try to look at how this exchange of shares will affect the value of the firm of acquiring firm in the target firm. With this concern, I have posted you the numerical problems of a PDF. You can refer to this questions, right? So I am here today with the question 1 with the solution for understanding of this question on the numerical problem, right? So let's go through the first question. What is this? Here we have a company E which has been named. Company E Limited is considering to acquire company F Limited, right? So company E is a acquiring company which is acquiring the F Limited. F Limited is a target company, right? So following data are available for the both of the company, that is company E, that is acquiring company, and company F is a target company. So what data is been given? That is PAT stands for profit after tax. So they may not be giving you the full information. We need to understand this short forms, that is PAT, that is profit after tax of the both the company. That is 2 lakhs is for company E and 60,000 is for company F. The number of equity shares of this company E is 40,000 and company F is 10,000. Market price per share of company E is 15 rupees. That is MV stands for market price, or we call as a market value per share is 15 rupees, and for F is 12. Earning per share for company E, that is acquiring company, EPS is 5 and for target company is 6. This is the given data. Now let's go to the what is the first sub question that they have been asking you to look at. If mergers go by the way of exchange of equity shares, as we discussed in the different methods of stock swap exchange ratio, the exchange ratio can be calculated based on the stock price, that is market price, EPS, P ratio, and so on. So now here we are trying to calculate the exchange ratio based on the equity share, that is market price per share is based on the current market value of equity. There is first thing that we need to calculate, what should be the exchange ratio based on the current market price of the share, then followed by what will be the new EPS for the company E, right? So there are two questions that they are asking. First is what is the exchange ratio? By with this exchange ratio, if we practice or we implement it, we use for the merger, then what should be the new EPS, that is new earning per share for the acquiring company? This is the first question. Second question is, if that is company F, that is a target company limited, wants to make sure that earnings available to his shareholder will not be diluted due to the merger, right? Because if the exchange takes place between acquiring company and the target company, all the target company shares are being taken up, right? And after the merger, that is new earning per share comes into the picture. So here target company wants to make sure to the acquiring company that what exchange ratio to be used, so that, right, the earnings of the target company, right now the earning per share of a target company is 6 as it is been given in the question. So they don't want to get diluted. When I say diluted, they don't want to have less than rupees 6. So they want to make sure to the acquiring company that certain exchange rate where the earnings of a target companies are not been diluted, right? Based on which the exchange rate has to be fixed. That is the condition. Let's look at this sub question 1 and the sub question 2. Okay, coming to the first sub question here, what is saying is calculate the exchange ratio based on the market price per share. As we know, the formula for exchange ratio is market price per share of a target company divided by market price of the share of a acquiring company. So since I highlighted with an orange color for a target company, so that I can easily trace out the values, right? So market price of a target company, it is been given in the question as 12, right? So market price of an acquiring firm, which is given in the question as 15. So if we take 12 by 15, we will get the value as 0.8. So what does this indicate? What is this exchange rate? So this indicates that the acquiring company, that is E Limited, which is acquiring, right, will offer 0.8 shares of its, that is E company share, for each share of the target company. That is, for every one share of a target company, right, by taking one share of a target company, in return the acquiring company would be paying 0.8 share, right? Give one share, in return take 0.8 share. This is the exchange ratio based on the current market price. Okay, this is the solution for the sub question 1, right? Under the same for sub question 1, there is one more question. What is the new EPS? Let's look at the solution. What is a new EPS for the company E? What is company E here? Company E is a acquiring firm, right? So here when the company E is acquiring the target company, right, after the merger, after this taking away all the shares of a target company and giving the new shares of an acquiring company, there is a possibility is a change in the earning per share of an acquiring company. So based on this merger, what is the new EPS? They wanted to know it. So the formula is combined earning after merger, right? Combined earning, when the two companies work together, right? What is the earnings? So earnings will not change, right? Profits will not change, the revenues will not change based on the earning, based on the sales, right? So earnings of the first acquiring company and the earnings of a target company remains the same, hence there is no synergy, so the earnings remains the same. So earnings of acquiring company was 2 lakhs, right? So earnings of a target company was 60,000. This is the earnings, combined earning. Combined earning would be 2,60,000. Before merger it was 2 lakhs for acquiring company, 60,000 for target company. Put together it is 2,60,000 combinedly working together, right? Then total number of shares after merger, right? So total number of shares here, total number of shares of after merger, that is total number of shares of acquiring company plus the new shares which has been issued to the target company shareholders based on the exchange rate, right? So what are the number of shares of an acquiring company? This is not going to change, right? So what was the before and after, it is the same, that is 40,000 was the total number of shares, right? Then plus based on the exchange ratio, right? So there were 10,000 shares of a target company. We take 10,000 shares of a target company, in return we will give the every one share we are going to give 0.8 share. Like if we take 10,000 shares, in return we had to issue fresh shares of 8,000. So total number of shares after the merger of an acquiring company would be 40,000 plus 8,000, right? How do we get 8,000? Based on the exchange ratio. For every one share of a target company, we are giving 0.8 shares of an acquiring company. Total number of shares of a target company before the merger, it was 10,000. We will take all the 10,000 shares, in return we will give only 8,000 shares of an acquiring company. So total number of shares after merger for an acquiring company comes out to be 48,000, right? So now taking 2,60,000 divided by 48,000, so new EPS after the merger, right, it would be rupees 5.41. Okay, so before merger for an acquiring company the EPS was 5. After the merger, so it is 5.41. It is little better earning per share for an acquiring company, while for the target company shareholders it is not so favorable because they had 6 rupees earning per share. After the merger they will be getting only 5.41. Fine. So this is the solution. So here we don't have to make any judgment or conclusion, so it is not been asked to you. Just we need to calculate only the EPS after the merger, so we have been calculated. This is a solution for the sub question 1. Now let's look at the what is the solution for the sub question 2. Just look at what is that they're asking is they don't want to dilute. The target company wants to make sure that, right? The earnings of the shareholders of a target company should not be diluted. Then what should be the new exchange ratio? Fine. So with this concern, we will look at how and what should be the exchange ratio where the earnings are not being diluted. Right. The formula goes like this. The earning per share of a target firm, which has been circled as orange color, that is what is the EPS of a target firm, equals to, which is given in the question actually, which is given in the question, equals to combined earnings after merger. So earnings will not change, it will remain same, right? Whole divided by number of shares of a number of total number of outstanding shares of a acquiring company, right? Before the merger, what is the total number of outstanding shares of the company before the merger, plus exchange ratio, that is the new exchange ratio where we need to calculate where the earnings of a target companies are not being diluted, right? So without dilution of earnings, exchange ratio multiplied by total number of outstanding shares of a target company before the merger. Fine. So EPS of the target firm that they would like to continue after the merger. Before the merger it was 6. After the merger also they would like to continue with the 6. So 6, which is been given in the question, that I am trying to take it out as a 6, equals to combined earning before and after. It doesn't make any difference here. The earnings remain the same, right? 2 lakhs plus 60,000 of the target company, and acquiring company has a 2 lakhs. Total is 2 lakhs plus 60,000, whole divided by total number of outstanding shares of an acquiring company before the merger. It was 40,000 in the given question, plus exchange ratio. So I need to calculate the exchange ratio here where EPS remain the same. Fine. So exchange ratio I'm calculating multiplied by 10,000 shares of a target company. Before the merger it was 10,000 share. Fine. So what is that I need to calculate here is the exchange ratio. I need to calculate the exchange ratio where rupees 6 remain the same for a target company shareholders before and as well as like after. Fine. Next step, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to simplify it, right? 6 divided by 1, okay, equals to 2,60,000, that is total earnings, divided by 40,000 was the total outstanding shares of acquiring company, plus exchange ratio that I need to calculate, multiplied by 10,000 is the outstanding shares of a target company. By simplifying here, right? So 1 multiplied by 2,60,000, it would be 2,60,000, which is shown on you on the right hand side. On the left hand side, 6 multiplied by 40,000, okay, plus exchange ratio into 10,000 multiplied by 6 equals to 2,60,000. Again simplifying, 6 into 40,000, that comes out to be 2,40,000, plus exchange ratio into 10,000 into 6, that is exchange ratio into 60,000 equals to 2,60,000, right? Exchange ratio into 60,000 equal to 2,60,000. This 2,40,000 which was there in the left hand side, I will transfer to the right hand side, then it will become a minus sign, right? 2,60,000 minus 2,40,000, you will get as 20,000. Exchange ratio equal to 20,000 divided by 60,000, it will become approximately 0.333, which is equivalent to 0.34. So this should be the exchange ratio. 0.34 should be the exchange ratio, right, where the earning per share of the target company remains the same. Fine. Thank you. So I will continue with the model 2, problem 2, 3 and 4 into the coming classes.